worrying too much and constant worry restricts diaphragm breathing. So your diaphragm is in behind your abdominal muscle, the upper abdominal muscle. And what we've got here, here's a half image of the diaphragm. This is the cutaway section of the spine. And the diaphragm comes from in here, up around and down, and it connects to the spine itself. And what happens is people become shallow breathers. And especially when you're worrying too much and it's not allowing your thought patterns to function properly. And this also has an effect on your heart. And with over-worrying, constant worrying too much, what happens is it puts stress on your heart, and it makes your heart work a little bit harder, and it can even affect your blood pressure. Your blood pressure may end up rising, constricts the blood circulation, and also the oxygen transfer within the lungs themselves can be diminished somewhat, and so the brain is not getting the oxygen supply that is required. Now, another part of worrying too much and constant worry can affect not only your diaphragm, but your sacral pump. And your sacral pump is the sacrum itself and the occiput. And when you breathe, when you're breathing, the pump kind of pumps in, and the occiput moves out. And when this jams up, it restricts the cerebral spinal fluid from circulating around your spine, through your brain, and back down your spine again. Now, this is very, very important. This cerebral spinal fluid carries nutrients, carries away toxins, and also it acts as a neurotransmitter. Also, another aspect of when your thinking is not right, you're worrying too much, or you're in constant worry, is it puts tension on all your muscles. But also what we're focusing on today is the diaphragm and how it affects the diaphragm muscle. And we have a muscle up here called, up on the ribs, the rib lifters, called the pectoralis minor muscle. And when we breathe in, this lifts the ribs. It actually contracts when we breathe in and allows your diaphragm to fill out so that you're getting a full supply of oxygen into your lungs so that it can make your whole body systems work much better. Also, what happens when our diaphragm is not working properly because we're caught up in too much worry and constant worry is we're not taking in the vital energies. Now, we spoke a little bit about oxygen, but also complementing the oxygen is the chi, the prana, or the chi energy that comes in with the oxygen. And this feeds the nervous system. This is what gives us energy. This is what gives us vitality. And we've mentioned oxygen, but one other thing I want to say about with the oxygen. Once we get a good oxygen supply into our bloodstream, that is transported to the mitochondria, which is the factory, the little factory of the cells. And it goes in and it acts with the ATP, or the adenosine triphosphate, which makes the cell function a lot better. But also that goes into the cells is this chi energy, this pranic energy. And so it gives life support to the cell so the cell can work better and function better. So there's much is happening on the inside that we are not aware of when we're caught up with worrying too much or with constant worry and getting caught up in anxiety and fears and so on. So also what happens is our mental faculty is reduced. We're more in our back brain, caught up in the fight-flight mechanism. And when you're in the back brain, you're not using all of your reasoning faculties. And our reasoning faculties are more in the front brain. It's a conscious here-now process so that you can make decisions and make better reasoning decisions. So we want to be able to take our awareness from the back brain, bring it into the forebrain, into the here now. Oftentimes with people, when they're worrying too much, their mind is way up in the future, they're not here. So what we need to do is to find a way of how we can get our diaphragm muscle to work better, reset our diaphragm so that we can breathe better. However, there is a method, there is a way we can use very special breathing techniques and breathing exercises in conjunction with enhancing this chi flow. And once you have a chi flow, if you can see it a bit like a battery may have so much charge, but over a period of time, the charge will go down. And one day you go to put the key in the car, go to start the car, and nothing happens. So you have to put the battery on a battery charger to bring that charge back to a reasonable level. The same thing happens with our chi energy flow. And if we are in too much negative thinking, too much worrying, or an excessive worrying, then over a period of time it actually depletes our chi flow. And we get our chi energy from several sources. The most important source is from our breath. Then we get chi from the food we eat. So if we eat a lot of processed food, which has got no life energy in that, we're not actually getting a great benefit from that type of food. We need to eat fresh foods, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, and also drink good quality drinking water. All of these things we take in our chi. We also take chi in with our vision, what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, and what we touch and feel. All of these senses gives us feedback. So if our senses are focused more on the negative, and with the likes of worrying too much and constant worrying, then we are depleting our systems, our other systems of their pranic energy, which is a life-supporting energy. This prana goes straight into your nervous system, and it's like electricity to your nervous system. So when you fill your own battery up, you get uplifted. You're so full of this pranic energy, this chi energy, that what it does, it just naturally, you drop a lot of your negative thinking. Sometimes it comes back because of habit. However, when you repeat these exercises, eventually it just starts eliminating all your negative energy within. So if you want to learn more about this, then go and book in to the webinar. Go to view the webinar and leave your email, and it'll take you straight to the webinar, and it will teach you some processes. And it'll teach you processes of how to do a feedback mechanism so that you can learn to identify stress within your system. It's a very simple process, a very powerful process. However, it is your system and your process, and it's information for you by you. And it is very, very powerful. Also, you will be taught or shown a little test to see how well your brain is functioning visually. And this is an indication of stress, whether you're getting good signals through your corpus callosum from one hemisphere to the other. So go and view this webinar. There's so much to learn from this webinar. It's a bit over an hour's long, so be patient with it. And take in all that information and use it. And it will take you through this process of identifying positivity, negativity in words, in thoughts, in feelings, and you will learn so much from it. So thank you for your time, thank you for your attention, and we will catch up with you later on.